What's up, Ram fans? Welcome back to yet another edition of CTV Sports. I'm Madeline Davis.
And I'm Leah Cackowski. Here is all the packed action we have on tap for you tonight.
CSU football had a huge road trip east to Tennessee, finally bringing home the result we've all been looking for all season.
Women's volleyball, cross country, soccer, and golf all had busy weekends. Find out how they held up in some big matchups.
Lastly, Nick Ortiz joins us for an inside look of women's tennis. We introduce a brand new segment to end out the night.
All that and more on CTV Sports, which starts right now. Four weeks of college football have flown by, and the Rams got their first win of the season against Middle Tennessee. So let's jump right into it. The groove is finally starting to sink in for this group, with new team leader Braden Fowler-Nicolosi truly taking everything into his own hands as QB. However, it was a pretty slow start from the green and gold, dropping passes and not getting into a consistent rhythm until the second half. But after being down by a touchdown into the third, something clicked, as the Rams scored 3 more times to take the dub in semi-comfortable fashion with the final score of 31-23. The Rams were able to learn from their mistakes following the draining loss in Boulder just last weekend, this time being able to close it out in the end. Keeping in mind, this was CSU's first road win in nearly a year, last time being at Norvell's previous home base in Nevada. And for the first time, I think 4 air raid is actually starting to mean something, because look at the difference in yards. 345 passing versus mere 33 rushing. Dang! The Blue Raiders really took advantage of their ground game, but in the end, the Rams found more efficient ways to win, with 20 less plays too. However, the penalties are still something to work on for the green and gold, losing nearly 100 yards once again. That won't cut it in conference play. Like I said though, the offensive side is finding a way to work together for the first time in a while, having consistent leaders each week. Tight end Dallin Holker reached over 100 yards receiving for the second week in a row, and Torrey Horton was right there with him as well. They each claimed the TDs for the offensive side, and despite all 3 starting wide receivers being out earlier in the week due to illness, they still came out to play. And here's what Fowler-Nicolosi had to say about it. We have an unbelievable amount of resiliency. Our toughness is unmatched, and it's just a testimony to my boys. All of our starting receivers had something this week, and they still came out and balled. And honestly, some of the best moments of this game came from untraditional plays, as Colorado State is finding any way to score. Jay Norvell and his coaching staff are really showing off their creativity and football IQ, putting in trick plays during the perfect moments. And the first play that comes to mind for me on the offensive side was from backup QB Giles Pooler. Okay, so we're in the first quarter right now, and CSU is setting up a field goal. But wait, Holder is backup QB Giles Pooler as he sneaks away to barely, and I mean barely, get the ball through MTSU's hands so Dallin Holker can take it away for the first touchdown of the game. And it was also Giles' first touchdown as a collegiate athlete. I am so proud of him. And okay, Madeline, take it away on the defense.
When talking about the defense, the obvious play that comes to mind is Mo Kamara's fumble recovery for a touchdown. Let's take a look at it. So when you see here, there's going to be 2 players to look out for. Mo is on the right and Noor is on the left. Here we're going to see MTSU. They're going to go for it. Noor forces the fumble. Mo Kamara is there. He picks it up, runs about 5 yards. Easy touchdown for CSU, and this one was big, because without this one, it probably would have been a tie game, and CSU would have not been able to come away with a much-needed win.
And oh my gosh, that game was awesome, and I really think it's going to be great momentum heading into this Aggie weekend. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, when you look at what ESPN predicts for the next game against Utah Tech, they predict us absolutely blowing them out of the water, which is crazy.
Yes,
that's
I'd love
something we
to
haven't
see it.
seen in
It's been so long. Usually we're the underdog, so I think it's going to be great for us.
It's gonna be really fun. Orange out is always a great environment.
Yes, can't beat it.
And I think, I think that students are gonna come. There's hype surrounding.
We got
and
momentum.
Stay.
Yes.
I mean, I just can't wait to see what happens this weekend. It's gonna be a really fun one.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Yes.
But football was not the only sport on the road on Saturday. Volleyball had a matchup with the Utah State Aggies that saw them fall once again with a final set score of 3-1. The Rams fell behind early in this one and seemingly had a hard time catching back up. While CSU may have dropped the first set, they have been known to regather and show out in the remainder of the match. And that's what this one was looking like, as the Rams took set 2 without too many struggles. But the Aggies came back and had no problem closing it out, as they won the next 2 sets, which included a 14-2 run to close out the match. When looking at the stats, it appears as if the Rams were just not in their element out in Logan. While the Rams did have an impressive 12 blocks, their hitting percentage was a mere .175, and there's just no way you're going to win a match that way. The Rams had a lot of chances, but they did not seem to often go in favor of CSU. While the team may have lost, both outside hitters Malaya Jones and Karina Lieber had themselves a great game, securing 10 and 9 kills respectively, and both gaining a couple blocks as well, which is promising, as that is an area where the Rams have been burned in the past. CSU will now come back home this Thursday for a matchup with the San Diego State Aztecs. Make sure to tune into news this Thursday to hear how that game ends up playing out.
And now moving on to a program we here love at CTV, none other than CSU Cross Country. Men's and women's competed in the Roy Griak Invitational all the way up in Minnesota, so let's see how it went. Sarah Carter once again remains dominant on all levels, crossing the finish line at 4th place with a 6K time of 20 minutes and 57 seconds. Emily Chaston also posted a top 15 time, sitting at 21 minutes and 34 seconds. This brought the women's team to finish 3rd overall, but unfortunately the men's side didn't do as well, as only one Ram made it in the top 10, with Mason Brown finishing at 24 minutes and 26 seconds, and the next closest being Tom Oates at 35th place. Yikes. It's still really early on in the season for both sides of this team, and here's what head coach Keely Hart had to say about the whole day. Our women rocked today. They ran as a unit and did a great job helping each other out during the race. However, she mentioned that today was a bit of a wake-up call for our men. Failure to get out well cost them later in the race, but fortunately, it's something we can work out on for future meets. We have full confidence our men will be where they need to be come championship season. The Rams have just a couple of weeks before traveling down I-25 to compete in the Colorado Springs Open, and I think great things are to come for this program.
Women's soccer was back on the field this past Sunday for a matchup with the UNLV Rebels. The Rams picked up a dub on Thursday to open up conference play and were looking to repeat here. And well, they didn't exactly win, but they didn't lose either, with the matchup ending in a 1-1 tie. The match started on the right foot for the Rams, as Olivia Fout scored in the 2nd minute after making her return from a red card suspension. About 25 minutes later, UNLV came up with the equalizer to tie it up in the first half. In the 61st minute of the match, UNLV did have a pretty good chance at putting themselves in front, as they found themselves taking a penalty kick. But junior goalkeeper Shayna Ross made the save to keep the match even. To say Ross is having a good year would probably be an understatement. Here is what Ross had to say about the save in the season she is having thus far. Honestly, it was a good feeling because I read her body shape pretty well, but I'm more proud of all the other saves I made because for those ones you have to think of their skill. With a PK, I'm just looking to dive left or right. CSU will now look to continue this historic season as they hit the road for a trip that includes both the Utah State Aggies and the Boise State Broncos, starting this Thursday.
And from one dominant women's team to another, let's talk about women's golf. In just the last 48 hours, the Rams have set multiple program records, and they did it right here at home in Fort Collins at the Tarbagan Classic, an event that's typically dominated by everyone at CSU. And with this monumental putt, CSU and Pamika Harpa-Mongol, or Fancy, the name she is known for, set the school record, shooting an absolutely insane 8 under, beating the previous record by 1 stroke. Fancy wasn't alone in the record books as a team set a program record as well, shooting a 24 under on a 264 total for the tournament program record, beating the old record of 9 under in 2015. So you could say the Rams were all smiles after Monday's performance. But the Classic isn't just one day, as the Rams teed off once again this morning. Now, Rams, don't go anywhere just yet, because when we return, Nick Ortiz has a feature on women's tennis right here on campus.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Nick Ortiz, and as much as I love to talk about football, it never hurts to move away and get a taste of something new. And with all that is offered here, it isn't that hard to do. But I thought we would focus in on one program that is often overlooked.
Oftentimes, when we think of CSU sports, we think of our Rams battling it out on the court at Moby Arena or on the field in Canvas Stadium. However, if you look south of campus to the CSU Tennis Complex, you'll find more going on than you might know about.
Right now, usually we might have practice a short session in the mornings. We have either fitness or weights every other day, so it's about 2 or 3 days a week. And then we usually have practice in the afternoons about this time.
Miley Tran is the head coach of the women's tennis team, and she works hard to make sure that our Rams play their best.
Match schedule, we have individual tournaments that we'll do. We had one a week ago, and now we have one this weekend. A couple players playing in 2 different tournaments. So a lot of individuals in the fall, and then we get into our spring duels.
And as for the team itself, it is made up of 8 players coming from all over the globe, ranging from South Carolina to New Zealand. These 8 athletes work hard every day and leave everything they have out on the court.
What's great about this year is we had 6 returning players, and 4 of them are graduate students, so they've had either 4 or 5 years of college tennis, and there are honestly the big leaders on our team, and they bring something different. We have some transfers that have experience at previous programs, and we had a great year last year, and so a lot of leadership on this team. But just being so close with this team, I think what's special is like every single one of them, what they contribute to this team. It's super special, just the relationships they have, how they support each other, how positive they are, like they want the best for each other. They come ready to work every single day, and genuinely they're just great people, and it feels really nice to be around them every day. I think we get kind of like rejuvenated every time we come to a training session, and even though it can be super hard, I think we're an extremely close team, good chemistry, and so I'm hoping that that's kind of an advantage for us, but not sure quite with the other teams.
And although the bulk of their season is made up in the spring, they have no intention of relaxing this fall.
I think there's so much excitement coming into the season that you want to win everything, do your best, and I think over time you learn like, okay, we're going to see how everyone trained over the summer, see where we're at, and things that we need to improve on, and really just trusting that we have some time to practice on things afterwards, and really have some perspective that the main part of our season is in the spring season, so making sure we just have a plan for that. I think on and off the court they display themselves and represent CSU really well, and they do the right thing, like if people are watching them or not, and they come ready to compete and give it their all, and I think that's all we could ask for. Is like, they're students, they have a lot to handle in college, but they come out and they're elevating this program, and so they're great people, and just super lucky to be able to work with them.
With so many teams playing here at CSU, it's always great to be able to step away from the typical teams and shed some light onto some of the more under-recognized teams. Madeline and Leah, back to you guys.
Thanks, Nick. As of literally last week, it is officially fall. And fall means football, which also means sports jingles.
How's it going, Ram fans? It is officially football season, and there is nothing more football and nothing more iconic than a good NFL theme song. I have brought today with me a special guest, Miss Abby McPhail from CTV Local Beats, and we're going to rank the top 15 according to The Athletic. We're going to rank the top 15 most iconic sports jingles of all time.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Before we start, I think that we need to get into something a little more sporty.
A little more, let's get comfortable.
Now that we're back in the appropriate gear, as you can obviously see that we are sporting two of Colorado's finest professional baseball teams.
Don't look that up.
We are up and ready to go.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to them and have them
Have a
scores
rating.
out of 10.
Yeah. It's giving nostalgia for me, and I didn't even watch college basketball literally until 2 years ago.
To me, this sounds like Mario Kart. I'm on Rainbow Road. You
Okay.
know, like, just.
I'm giving it a 9.
A 9. I'd settle for like an 8.
Okay, we'll give it an 8.5.
8.5 out of 10. That's Sunday Night Football.
That is Sunday Night Football. I'm giving it.
10.
I'm okay.
10.
I was gonna give it a 9.
You gotta like. Like, you're telling me this isn't a 10?
I'm still giving it a 9.
9.5.
Okay, we can settle for a 9. Where's the Carrie Underwood one? Waiting all day.
Oh. It's one's like Monday Night Football.
This might
is
be a
like what
10.
inspired us to do this.
This really is. This might be a 10.
You know what? I'm willing to go 9 on Sunday Night Football, and we can go 10 on Monday Night Football.
Oh, this one is giving me 10. This is the one I know.
NFL on CBS
No,
is a
NFL
10.
on CBS, this is a 10. This is a 10. Another NFL.
Yeah. But, I mean, these like, the NFL ones, like, they're, like, tough competitors.
They are. They shaped sports jingles in America. These are, you know...
Like,
but
it's
man,
so
I'm
iconic.
still stuck on college basketball.
I'm not.
I'm still
I
stuck on
left
college
it.
basketball. Okay, anyway.
That's your Roman Empire. Yeah.
This one is good, but it's not CBS.
It's not CBS.
It's not CBS.
I
giving
did
this
like
one
a
an
9.
8.
Really? An 8?
Yeah.
8.5, I feel like.
Okay.
8.5, I feel
8.5.
like is good.
8.5 is doable for me. This is giving Christmas.
Yeah. They're like, ooh, like bell choir,
Yeah.
you know?
And then it
And
goes,
football!
6.5.
6.5 out of 10. Yeah. Oh!
The little guitar there? Ooh.
Shredder alert.
This one isn't the football ones for me, but I do like this one.
That one's a pretty good
and,
one.
and it's not even quite college basketball.
I'd give it like an 8.
I'll also give it an 8.
Okay. 8.
8. Dear CBS, you know how to do a sports intro.
Yeah.
You know how to do a sports intro. You're phenomenal at it. I appreciate everything you do.
Like, if you're gonna watch sports, watch it on CBS.
Watch it on CBS.
Because you'll
the
be,
theme song
yeah,
will hype
rev you up.
If you thought that was fun, you're in luck, because there's a part 2 of the Abby and Madeline saga, which will be airing tomorrow night on Local Beats. So tune in to see what goes down. After the break, though, join us for the first edition of Let's Laugh About It.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo.
Oh, hey, Julia. You ready?
ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elma's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back from the break, Rams, and welcome to our brand new segment, Let's Laugh About It. In the world of athletics this week, specifically Colorado, there was some bad, some ugly, and some even worse. For those of us still riding with Wilson, or maybe even those Dion stands out there, you had a rough week. As a sports fan, sometimes all you can do is just laugh about it. So that is what we are here to do. And the first game that I wanted to laugh about was the Bears' trip to Kansas City. And even though the game itself was comical, I am here to focus on the part that actually matters. The special guest in the audience being Taylor Swift in red. And to me, you guys, this was a big moment for me because I never thought that I would be able to talk about Taylor Swift, let alone on air, but at CTV. And I bring 1989 because Travis Kelce, I don't know if you all have heard, there are rumors about them dating, and he dressed in her 1989 wear. So I thought that moment with her reacting to the touchdown was so cool. What did you guys think about it?
Well, personally, I thought her presence definitely kicked Kelce into the game there, you know. 69 yards, he had a touchdown on 7 receptions too. Like, I guess you could say she's really helping him out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even when you look at it here, it was a really cool catch. He has an awesome celebration, but look at this. Come on. She's jumping up and down. She's right there with Donna. I haven't seen, I mean, again, she's one of the most influential people of our generation. Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends ever. And so I think it was really cool. And I mean, I've heard his sales and jerseys have gone up 400%.
That's insane.
Wow.
Since the game. And I don't know if you all saw, but scrolling through anything in the past 4 days, what have you guys only seen? Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. It's the same moment over again. And there's even another thing that I've been seeing, and Patrick Mahomes is quite the quarterback of our generation. And even Aaron Andrews dared to ask him about it after the game. So take a look at what Patrick Mahomes had to say.
Forget the pressure from Kansas City Chiefs fans. Do you realize how much pressure there was on you today from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I felt a little bit of pressure. And so I knew I had to get it to Trav. And of course, it's on a route that Travis, he does his own thing and just makes up a route and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
I mean, the fact that coaches are tuning in, Patrick Mahomes is tuning in. Again, we can laugh about it or not. It's cool to see that you know, somebody can have that much of an impact.
I know. I just like the fact that she left the suite in a popcorn.
I know. How funny was that?
That was like my favorite part of it.
Absolutely.
To be honest.
Absolutely.
And seemingly ranch. We have to talk about seemingly ranch.
I know. Oh my.
Taylor Swift eats a piece of chicken with ketchup and seemingly ranch. That was by far my favorite moment.
Absolutely. It was just, you know, Chiefs fan, Bears fan, whatever. To me, I was just mostly focused on Taylor Swift.
New romantics, if you will.
There you go. Yes.
And if you know me and Leah, Taylor is an incredibly difficult conversation to move on.
So true.
But we have more Colorado news we must discuss. Boulder took the trip north to visit the Oregon Ducks, and Ram fans were not disappointed with the results of this one. Okay, so my personal favorite part of this game was before the game even began.
Me too.
It was, let's take a look at this. When the Oregon Duck came out onto the field, he's going to get ready to smash Deion Sanders' little clock bit, but watch what happens. Okay, he's going smashing. Oh no, his head falls off. His head falls off. This is up there with the Iowa cheerleader losing his pants. This is top 2 college football moment of the season so far for me.
Oh, totally.
There is nothing I love more than a mascot. Fun fact, like mascots are like my favorite thing ever.
Yes.
My 17th birthday cake gritty.
Yep. I remember.
Literally not even joking about that one. And just like when their head falls off, that's peak comedy. That is peak comedy.
Well, it was so funny because like he just ran away. Like you could have just put him, act like nothing happened, be nonchalant, just like go back to business. But the fact that he
like,
sprinted away,
my head, I lost it.
Away, and it's
so
funny. And again, like, okay, so they're allowed to make fun of Dion with his hat and sunglasses. Just saying.
Okay. Well, and speaking about like making fun of Boulder, the next thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if you guys saw this. It was either posted this morning or late last night. Oregon posted their recap of the game, and take a look at what they called it.
Yeah.
They called it Ducks versus them. That's what they referred to. And if you watch this video, it's basically them just like dogging on Boulder and being like, you guys did not have the right to come in here and act the way you did and score 6 points. Can't even get an extra point on the touchdown.
Literally,
literally. Oh yeah, no, the
I
way
thought
they
you were
went
the number
in there.
18th team in the country.
They were stomping on the O, right? That's what
yeah.
I saw?
Yeah, and they were trash talking before the game.
Of course.
I don't know if you guys saw the video of the Boulder kid who ripped the Oregon kid's headband off.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, no.
In the stands. Oh.
That
might be one to look into.
Again, they're just trying to start things. It's just like, what do you expect? But I mean, to lose that badly though, we have to talk about how they lost that poorly.
And I loved ESPN's final score graphic. They had the Ducks sitting on the turnover throne. The keeps on the sideline.
Oh,
iconic.
Awesome.
At least we know they're frauds now.
Yeah.
We can confirm.
Great day to be a Ram, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
All right. And lastly, arguably the most brutal scoreboard of the weekend, courtesy of the Broncos' downfall to the Dolphins last week. We discussed Russell Wilson's 0-2 start and how concerning it was. I think it is officially fair to say Broncos country should be incredibly concerned.
Yeah.
And I think mostly that comes from the fact that the former ball boy dropped 70 points on their head on Sunday, which is frankly embarrassing to say the least. And I mean, even on top of that, you should be looking at Vance Joseph as well, who should not even be near this defense.
No.
I mean, throw him to McDonald's, quite frankly, is what I'm saying. Fire him as soon as you can. This is not the guy.
Oh my gosh.
As you can see right there. But yeah, that was a humiliating loss.
I don't think I've ever seen, let alone in my life, more than like 50 points scored in a game, let alone, they almost broke the record and they decided not to. Like, that, God, Broncos country, what's going on?
We are not riding.
We are not riding.
I think it was on Twitter. It was some like Dolphins fan, and they were like, our family has a tradition where every time the Dolphins score a touchdown, we take a shot of tequila.
Like, we gotta change that.
We're second guessing that tradition today. 70-20. Come on. This is the NFL. It's
like, is there a mercy rule? Like, that they might have to create a mercy rule just for the Denver Broncos after that. Like, that is unacceptable. I'll be surprised if Russell Wilson or like, oh my gosh.
I looked at the final score, and I had no other reaction than to literally just laugh.
For me, just turn it off. I was like,
what? I didn't finish it.
I mean, well, Rams, that is all with coping with humor that we can take on for the night. And make sure to tune in tomorrow for local beats. And of course, next week for another edition of CTV Sports. Have a great night. What?